Thursday, and I am back with a video on a new lesson called Punchlight. This video is for class 7 English literature, and the lesson that I am going to take today is Punchlight. It's given on page number 56 of your book. This is the lesson called Punchlight. Okay, so let me explain you the point today, and then there will be some topic related to this point that I would like to discuss once this point is completed. Punchlight. Punchlight, the meaning of punchlight, the implication, the suitability of this title we shall discuss once the story is completed. Okay, so here the story is: the elders of Mahato Toli bought a Petromax at the Ram Navami fair from the fines and penalties collected over the past 15 months. So you must have the book right in front of you when you listen to this video. So elders of Mahato Toli means, Mahato Toli is the name of a segment of a village. Like you have a village like this, like you have Kingston, no? You have Rhenock. This is the place of Rhenock. You may have one Kingston, Arita, Kingston, Arita, no, Hamdung, Kyongsha, this way. This is called Toli. One segment of a village is called a Toli. So there was a Toli called Mahato Toli. In Mahato Toli, the elders, the senior people, they used to collect the fines and the penalties from those who used to break the law, and with the money so collected, they wanted to buy something. They had done this for 15 months and they had accumulated, they had piled up some good amount of money. There are 8 panchayats in the village. So village, and then there were 8 panchayats. There were 8 panchayats in the village. There are 8 panchayats in the village, one for each community. So now in this Toli, this is Toli, okay. In this Toli, what Toli? Mahato Toli. There were 8 panchayats, and these 8 panchayats represented 8 different communities. They represented communities, 8 different communities. There were 8 different communities in the village, and each of the community had one panchayat representing them. All the panchayats have their own daris, mats and Petromax lamp, which the villagers call punchlight. So what is a punchlight? Punchlight in this story refers to the Petromax. Why? Because it keeps an eye over everybody. In the presence of the punchlight or the Petromax, nobody tries to do any harmful activities. Okay? So in this story, the punchlight refers to Petromax. After buying the punchlight, the panchayat members decided to buy offerings for puja with the 10 rupees that were left over. For it would not be appropriate to use a technical object with nuts and bolts without first having it suitably placed. So what did the elders of this Mahato Toli do? They went to a nearby market, and from there they bought one Petromax. By the way, you must have seen Petromax. Turn on to page number 58, and there you will see one Petromax. They are trying to blow, they are trying to light it. Okay, so they went to a nearby shop, a nearby market, and with the money that they had accumulated, they purchased one Petromax. And after purchasing the Petromax, some amount was left over. An amount of 10 rupees was left, and that they wanted to use it for buying the commodities which they would use while offering a puja in honor of the Petromax. Because Petromax was a kind of machine. It's a light emitting machine. After all, it is a machine. So before they would use this machine, they wanted to offer a puja. They wanted to offer a puja, and puja commodities or materials they required. They wanted to use the leftover 10 rupees in order to buy the commodities which they would use in order to offer a puja in honor of the Petromax. All the panchayat members returned home from the fair well before sunset. The orderly in front carrying the box with the punch light on his head, followed by the chief, the secretary and the other members. So they all together, after doing the shopping, after purchasing the punch light, they all are returning together. The first person was the orderly. Orderly means the one who kept very disciplined. He was carrying the box, the punch light on his head, followed by there were behind the secretary, then there were the chief and the secretary and other members of the panchayat. So they are returning back from the market, and what shopping had they done? They had purchased one punch light. How? With the money they had accumulated from the fines and the penalties. So they purchased one Petromax, and the money, an amount of 10 rupees was left, which they used in buying the commodities required for offering a puja in honor of the Petromax. By the time they reached their toli, the word had spread. Word had spread means the message had already been throughout the village. Everyone dropped whatever they were doing and rushed out. Immediately on hearing this message, they ran out to see what was Petromax, what did it look like, how did it function. Come on, hurry, our punch light has come. So people were jubilant, they were shouting, and out of excitement, they came to see this. The orderly means an old person who kept very strict and was rigid. Agnu Mahato kept issuing stern warnings. He kept on warning. Stern means terrible. He kept on warn the people. He said, watch out, don't come too close, don't touch it, see, you don't damage it. So he kept on passing on these comments because it was a precious thing for them. It was for the first time this toli, Mahato toli, was in possession of this punch light called Petromax lamp. The chief of the panchayat told his wife, there will be a puja in the evening, hurry up and cook my dinner and you two get ready. And the panchayat head, that's the chief panchayat also told to his wife to prepare the food for him, and that she should also get ready in order to attend a puja that will be conducted in honor of the Petromax lamp. The head of the neighborhood troupe of singers told his musicians, look here, tonight we shall be performing in the light of the punch light. So all of you out of tune types. Out of tune types means those who are not good singers. Better watch out, means be careful. One false note and you are out. Because in the past, in the darkness, when they were singing, the mistakes that they were making were overlooked. But now in presence of the punch light or the Petromax lamp, everything will be visible. So who is making mistake will come to light. So now there is no chance of making mistake. The people of the troupe or musicians, they need to be very careful that they produce every tone accurately. Gulki Kaki, one of the leading lights of the woman's choir, began to hum. Hum means she started humming, singing. People had already gathered at the chief's door out of excitement to see the Petromax lamp. The chant went up. Punch light, they were shouting slogans. There was no other topic for either conversation or gossip except for punch light. So throughout the village there was only one talk going on, and that talk was about the punch light. People were all jubilant, excited, they were shouting slogans, they were humming, they were buzzing, and all were excited to see punch light. The chief smoked his hookah and said, the shopkeeper asked for 5 cowries. Cowries is a kind of currency that was used in the past. Okay, cowrie. It's a cowries. And it has been replaced today by rupees. And 5 rupee I say. So the chief of the panchayat said that when he went to the market to buy this punch light or the Petromax lamp, the shopkeeper demanded 5 cowries and 5 rupees. I said, don't take me for an ignorant rustic. Rustic means a man not knowing anything. So don't go there. Don't consider me to be a rustic. I have seen lots of punch lights. At first, the shopkeeper could not gape at me. Could only gape at me. Gape means surprised, and he was only looking at the chief. The chief said, don't take me for a rustic. I am not a rustic. Okay? I am the chief. And the shopman could not believe in what the chief was saying, and he could only see and stare. Then he said, alright, since the chief himself has come to my shop to buy a punch light, I will charge only 5 cowries for it. So finally the bargain was done, and what was decided was the shopkeeper was offering his punch light or the Petromax lamp only for 5 cowries. Rupee was cancelled. The secretary of the panchayat added that shopkeeper could read faces. The shop servant didn't want to give us a box for the punch light. But I said, Mr. Shopkeeper, how can we carry the punch light without its box? The shopkeeper scolded his servant and said, give him the box. So, what happened? The shopman offered for 5 cowries. But there was a salesman, and the salesman was not offering him the box that contains the Petromax lamp. And the chief complained it to the owner, and owner scolded the shopman, and only after that, finally, the seller gave him the box. The people from the Toli looked at the chief with new respect. Now, he was held at a high estimation. Everybody respected the chief, but now his respect reached to a new level. He became a highly respected person. The chief became a highly respected person. 3 bottles of kerosene had been fetched from Rudal Shah's shop. So now how to burn the Petromax? You need, what do you need? Kerosene oil. So kerosene, 3 bottles of kerosene oil had been brought. Fetched means brought from Rudal Shah's shop. But now the question was, who would light the punch light? Because nobody knew how to light the punch light. No one had thought of it so far. The offerings for the puja were ready. The singers were waiting for their drums, cymbals and bells, while the punch light stood in the middle of it all. The villagers had never bought anything like this before. So punch light or the Petromax lamp was a new thing for them. They brought with great sense of pride, but how to burn it, how to glow it? For this every material was ready. Puja samagri was ready. The troop of choir was also ready to start their hymn, but they needed to glow the Petromax, burn the Petromax, and there was nobody who knew how to light the Petromax. It was not that no one in the entire village knew how to light a Petromax or a punch light. The issue here was, after all the precautions, the ritual offering and puja, will someone from another Toli have to be brought in to help light our punch light? Would it be better to let it lie around? Who can bear the insult and mockery for the rest of one's life? People from the other villages will taunt us at the slightest pretext. Okay, now the thing is, now we have to light the punch light. But who will light? Nobody knew of his Toli. From his Toli, say if this is Mahatma Toli, then nobody knew. So from another Toli, people have to be brought in order to light the punch light. But it will be a great insult. In future, the people of another Toli may claim that Mahatma Toli did not have any person who knew how to light a Petromax, and they will inflict on a great insult to them. In future, the people of other Toli may insult the Mahatma Toli that they did not know how to light the lamp, Petromax lamp. Sadness descended to the crowd. Now everybody belonging to this Mahatma Toli were saddened. The evening darkened. Now it is evening, it is dark now. No one had lit even an oil lamp in his home. Who would want a flickering oil lamp now that the punch light had been out? So now people thought that now punch light is there and it will emit huge light. So why do we need to light our oil lamp? But it had all come to naught. Naught means nothing. Now the result is nothing. Though they have the Petromax lamp, but nobody knows how to light it on. So everybody is saddened. Now how to light it? A young man arrived with the news. People from the Rajput Toli are going crazy, laughing at us. They are saying, hold your ears and do 5 sit-ups in front of the punch light and it will light up on its own. So there was another Toli, that was Rajput Toli. This is another Toli, Rajput Toli. And few people from the Rajput Toli had come to this place where the people of Mahatma Toli are all assembled with a punch light, but nobody knew how to light it. Now they are jeering. They are making a fun of the Mahatotoli, saying that in front of the Petromax, the people of this Mahatotoli should do 5 sit-ups, catch their ear and sit and up. So they should do 5 sit-ups, and since automatically the Petromax lamp will be lighted. So the people had already started insulting. The Panchayat member heard this report and said to themselves, God has given them this opportunity to laugh at us, so why won't they laugh? An old man came with a grim news that pumping a punch light could be a tricky business and needs utmost care. So now they had no option but to listen to the jeering and face the insults being inflicted by the people of other Toli here, Rajput Toli. But they had to compromise. An old man came from the same Toli and said that lighting a Petromax needs special training, and one need to be very careful. It's a tricky business. Lighting a lamp is a tricky business, and it's one need to be very careful. Otherwise, bad implication one may have to face. Okay. Before this video becomes too long, children, I will stop here, and the remaining part of this I will send you in the next video. Please. Thank you.